Hello, my mutant friends. It's Wednesday, and that means another Johnny Brento's JuJu. Back with you again from the MVP Mutantville Mothership Nerve Center, as you can see. Bit of a somber note on this week's Johnny Brento's JuJu, in that special visual effects legend and pioneer Ray Harryhausen has died at 92. That was yesterday, I gather, sometime probably later in the day. I'm not sure. They didn't say exactly on the article that I read, but yeah, if you don't know who Ray Harryhausen is, what rock have you been living under? He basically was to special visual effects what the Beatles were to music. Probably not a single more influential artist, ever when it comes to creating monsters in movies. His branded animation, early stop motion animation, he called it Dynamation. He made films like Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, influenced scores of other monster movies that would come after that we all love. There could have never been a Star Wars, really, without him. What a profound impact this artist has made, and that's basically what I think about. I'm like, he lived to be 92 years old, and that's a good long stretch. Although personally, I'd feel slighted if I didn't hit 100. That's a good long stretch, and at least I'm happy that in his life he got to be recognized. The Peter Jacksons of the world, basically gave this guy his props while he was still around and still living. So that's pretty cool. I think there was a big soiree for his 90th birthday, and basically, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, all these people have let him know how formative his work was on them. And, yours truly and Mutantville effects artist Todd A. Britt, were equally influenced, although we didn't stick with the stop motion focus. Some of our earliest films, included claymation, which obviously was heavily inspired by his films, in particular Clash of the Titans that we saw. So yeah, so R.I.P. Ray Harryhausen. Awesome work. What's going on this week in the world of Mutantville? Well, tonight I'm interviewing Dan Kinham, who's one of the directors of a new documentary called Adjust Your Tracking. If you guys are familiar with VHS Hitfest fanbook page on Facebook, you'll be well familiar with this documentary. It's actually not released yet, so they did provide me with an advanced screener, which I'm going to review in depth in coming days. But there's been a lot of interviews with Dan, and I thought it'd be interesting to kind of read those and try to come up with my own take on questions and just get some more insight to this documentary. Basically, it's for VHS geeks. If you were profoundly impacted by VHS, which I think so many of us were. I mean, really, it was the first widely distributed and circulated form of home video. So the documentary just sort of goes back to the beginning when it hit the market, and then it kind of follows up with people who sort of became serious VHS collectors, in present day. So it's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to talking with him, getting a little more insight into it, and then just exposing you guys to it, because that's what we're all about here at Mutantville. It's just one little niche of the fantastic, but VHS are making a kind of a weird sort of comeback. Not so much in that lots of films are being released on it again. I don't think that'll happen, but I think the format, because of just the fact that you could get anything on it, and there's so many of them out there, I think it's going to be around for a while. And I know yours truly personally has, right now, I would say by the end of the week, based on some things, I'm a pretty serious collector of VHS, but I look for lots. I don't go to a tape at a time in most cases, because that's a lot more expensive that way. You find lots, you can find some gems, or you can shop, in your flea markets and whatnot. And I have a pretty strict guideline of I typically won't pay more than $1, and usually I like to pay around 50 cents per tape. So right now I think I have something in the neighborhood of 800 VHS tapes, and I've got another 40 in this week that I don't count in that 800. They haven't been archived yet, and I have another 244 coming after that. So getting close to that 1,000 mark on VHS tapes, which is kind of cool. Lots of the films I have in DVD as well, but it's just sort of neat to have have that format, and you can hold it in your hand and look at the box art. I've always kind of enjoyed that, and hence my fan page, VHS Graveyard, where I post pictures of my VHS coming in. And if you're interested in that or in adjuster tracking, just check out the links below in the info for this video, and I'll share some of that with you, where you can just pop right over and check it out for yourself. Still looking forward to getting together with Strebo on Saturday, and perhaps getting the work in motion for turning C for Chaos into something we can share with you guys. Really, that's about it. I'm not going to go into a long one. I know we've been hitting you guys with a ton of these vlogs, and you know, thanks so much to the response for Respawner. I did want to mention that I inadvertently, and I've said this before, I inadvertently hid the Grindhouse version, which was on the playlist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the direct link to the Grindhouse version. It was just a funky little thing I did, and gave the Grindhouse treatment to the exact same edit of the film, exact same music. But you can check that out below. And as always, thanks for reading Mutantville.com and checking out YouTube/MutantvillePlayers. We will talk to you all next week.